Have you ever wanted to calculate how much money you're making per hour? Have you ever wanted to know your odds of dropping a dragon pet? Have you ever wanted to see how Magic Find actually affects Slayer bosses? Then this video is for you. What is going on, boys? Welcome back to another video, and today I've included all the Skyblock tools that I currently know about to make your quality of life just that much easier. This includes, but is not limited to, websites, Discords, Discord bots, Twitch bots, and Forge mods. So this video also kind of acts as an updated mods guide video because I will be throwing in all the mods that I currently use, some mods that I don't use but I know that are useful, as well as I will have my mods config. I know a lot of people ask for it, and I had it in my Discord and then I removed it for some reason, but I will have my mods config in the Discord for those of you to use. But again, we'll get to the mods much later. For now, let's start with one of the most important tools, especially nowadays, websites. Before we get into it, I do want to ask you guys to please scroll down and subscribe. We are going for 30k, and the YouTube rank and every subscription helps me out immensely. If we hit 30k before the end of September, I will be giving away 3 billion coins. So make sure to subscribe. I also stream at twitch.tv/Yadi, so make sure to check me out on there. And let's get into it, boys. So starting with one of the OGs is just simply the Hypixel Skyblock wiki. This page has 229,000 edits, 59,000 pages, and 20,000 files. It's a massive website, and you could look up literally whatever you want. You want to know what toxic rain slimes drop, you can search it. You go to toxic rain slime, bam, all the information, health, damage, contact speed, coins, all of that. You want to know what everything that Crimson Isle has to offer, you can search Crimson Isle, bam, here's a cool render of it, the purpose, everything that it has to do with, other descriptions and zones, and other things that you can click on. Just a ton of information on this website. Definitely something you should be using. This could be one of the easiest ways to answer your questions, other than, you know, just going to Google or going to forums or going to Twitch chats and asking, hey, what's the requirement to use duplex? Oh, well, if I just search duplex and I head over here, you will see that the requirement is enchanting 28. So it's an extremely useful website. Please use it. For the next website, I'm going to be taking you over to the Hypixel Skyblock wiki. Oh wait, we already did that. Well, this is the fandom wiki. This was put together before the official wiki, and it is still being run, which is kind of cool, even though the official wiki is still a thing. And the reason why it's still being run is because of the fact that it still has some use. It has some calculators that the main wiki does not have, such as the farming calculator, I believe. Okay, well, I was wrong about that. It doesn't have a farming calculator, but I know it has some calculators for some certain things. There's some useful information that you can find on this website that cannot be found on the official wiki. That's why I included it. Sometimes it's also faster on being updated for new updates versus the official wiki, because the official wiki has to get everything right, even though they don't always get everything right, but I'm not going to get into that now. But it's just a useful resource to have. One thing I should have mentioned at the beginning before I get into this next website, all these websites are going to be included in the description, so if you want to know the links to them or have the links to them, just scroll down in the description and check them out. This next website is a big one. It's a very good one. I promoted this one since I found out about it because it just truly is that good. It is Adjectives.com. Adjectives.com has a ton of useful features, some of which it is way easier to figure out on this website than with anything else, either looking into the API or using bots or whatever. So if you come to this website, it has many different sections like down here. But for the home screen, which we are on right now, it shows the current mayor, it shows upcoming events, and you can get notifications for these events. Notifications might be disabled because I don't have them turned on, but you should be able to enable notifications and get notifications for Spooky, Traveling Zoo, etc, etc. It also has a timer for the next special mayor, which is super cool. It shows the election right here, but then also next special mayor, you might have missed it down here, will be Derpy in 8 days and 13 hours. It actually shows the percentages and specific votes for each mayor. It's a super cool website and just has a ton of information. For the next section, it has the Skyblock Hub, which has the Revenant Horror True Drop Chance calculator, as well as the Spend Packmaster True Drop Chance calculator. For those of you that don't know, Magic Find works weird on Slayer bosses, and the more Magic Find you have, the less of an effect it has. So if you plug everything, including RNG meter, selected meter item, it'll show you the actual real chances of each individual drop, which is super cool. The next section, which is dungeons, is something that I use quite a lot because it has runs till class average 50. Down here it'll show me how many runs I have in each class to be able to hit class average 50, which for those of you that don't know is some of the only XP I have left. I can plug in literally anything I want. I can plug in global boost, so I could plug in, is there still a 5% XP boost? I don't know if there is anymore, but there used to be, as well as mayor boost when derpy is mayor. It also has runs till catacombs 50 for those of you that aren't catacombs 50, but a really unique thing that it has that I haven't seen anything else have, not even bots, is it shows you how many daily runs you have remaining, which is super cool. It'll also show you this little number down here, how many runs you have done that day. So if you are trying to keep track or trying to figure out how many runs you've done that day, you can check here. If you want to know if you have any daily runs left, you can check right here. It's super, super cool. The last thing I want to add about the class average 50 is there is something else which we will get to later that can also calculate runs to a class average 50, but this website is 100% accurate, as the other way that a lot of people use is actually outdated. For the next section, the rift section, it has an accurate vampire true drop chance calculator, and you can also see how many kills you have to get a certain amount of motes. So if you guys don't know, prism farming is something a lot of people have done to make money, especially in the early game, because you only have to have a rift done. You can set the target amount of motes you want. You can set how many grubber burgers you have, and you can see how many thrall kills or fledgling kills you have to get the achieved amount of motes. So I believe it's about 8 million motes for a prism nowadays, and if you have grubber stacks, it's going to take 22,000 thrall kills. If you have 0, it's going to take 24,000, so an extra 2,000. So you guys got to get on those grubber stacks. For the next section, it is fishing. It has an accurate calculator for trophy fish chances, which is super, super cool. It'll also show you how many of each trophy fish you have caught. It also has accurate chances for water fishing. As long as you plug everything in, it'll show you your chances of dropping everything, as well as accurate chances for lava fishing, as long as you plug everything in and you're able to fill out these fields. For the next section, we have the garden. The garden has an accurate calculator for how much collection per hour you're getting, as well as how many coins per hour you're getting. Now, I don't remember my farming fortune. I haven't done garden in a very, very long time, but you plug in how many fermento pieces you have. Obviously, it's going to be better to farm with 4 fermento pieces instead of 3 if you have specialized farms for it, but if you don't, just plug in 3 because you're going to be using rancher boots. So with 1,000 farming fortune, I'm going to be making 8 million coins per hour off of wheat, 7 million off of carrot. Now keep in mind, this is from NPC. This is not to Bazaar, so this is NPC coins. So if we look, melon should be the best, and it looks like melon is actually tied with pumpkin. Netherwort is the best, but again, that's with 0 crop fortune per crop. This is an accurate calculator. It'll also show you estimated time to next milestone, estimated time to max milestones, which is really, really cool. It also has a calculator for composter to see what the cheapest one is or what the NPC price to next upgrade is, which is really, really cool. In terms of the next island, it has the Spider's Den, which has a Tarantula Broodfather true drop chance calculator. It also shows the time until the next thunderstorm right here, so it's actually active. There's a thunderstorm for another 16 minutes and 40 seconds. The reason why this is useful is for toxic rain slimes that drop poison samples to be able to upgrade that one talisman that I can't remember the name of. The next section is the end, which has a true drop chance calculator for dragon drops, endstone protector drops, as well as void gloom seraph drops. The next section is Crimson Isle, which has a true drop chance calculator for the Inferno Demon Lord. The next spot is the Dwarven Mines, which has a forge timer on it. So if you want to know how much remaining time you have left on a forge thing, you don't want to get on Skyblock, you can just check right here. You can get notified when your forge is complete. It's actually a really, really cool thing that they have right here. You also have Corpse Loot True Drop Chance Calculator, which is really, really cool. You can choose the type of corpse, you could choose what your gifts of the parted are, whether or not you have these crystals, and it'll show you the accurate drop chances. So my drop chance for a Shattered Locket is 0.827% because I don't know what crystals I have and I don't know what gifts of the parted I have. That's pretty rare. For the next section, we have the Crystal Hollows, which has an accurate drop chance for Nucleus runs. However, I tried to look for Devon's Alloy before and I wasn't able to find it. So I don't know why they haven't included Devon's Alloy, but you can toggle Mole Pet, you can toggle Eye Roller, what your crystals are, and you can see accurate chances for that. The website also has some other stuff for like mega walls and main lobby fishing, but this guide is going to strictly stick to Skyblock only. All in all, this is an extremely useful website that I use quite often that I would recommend you guys use as well. The next website is the Skyblock Auction House History website. Extremely useful for tracking markets, like stuff like hegemony or literally whatever you want. Hyperion, you can check and go all time and toggle mares if you want to see mares, shrink this down if you want to see a certain month or time. You can see what mare it is at the top. It's just very, very good, especially if you're doing investing or lowballing or anything like that. To go along with it is the Bazaar Tracker website, literally same exact thing as the age tracker website, except you can just click on something and see its historical price. The only thing I prefer for this website instead of the age tracker website is it shows you the mare without actually having to hover it, which is really nice because you can look at dips this way. Again, really, really good for investing or looking up players' auction house history if you would like to see it. Next up is hightrack.me. This isn't super useful for the majority of players. It has timers on auction, spooky, winter, and new year up here. But other than that, you can kind of just see who's on Skyblock, who's on majority of Hypixel, but you can click into modes and see who's playing what's really popular, what's not so popular. Like obviously there's 0 plays in Dark Auction because Dark Auction isn't open, but mine shafts aren't very popular. There's not a lot of people playing Kudra, not a ton of people in the Rift, more people playing Garden, Spider's Den for some reason, must be doing Terra Slayer, obviously Private Island for AFK, and Dungeon. The next website that I actually don't use a lot, as you can see I'm not even logged in because that's how long it's been since I've used this website, is actually the forums. But the forums are obviously very good because you can see update threads, you can see design threads, you can talk with other Skyblock players. Like you can see why 5-star review says that pro players don't use First Sky. And it's because mostly inside of dungeons, really high level good players use a combat texture pack. Yeah, I don't. My texture pack is about 10 years old or something, 9 years old. It's the Mex 9K pack that I use. I just use it because I've used it for so long and I don't really feel like changing it. I don't really use it much, but if you would like to get into the forums and deal with that, feel free. And lastly, what I have for you, which will be linked in the description, is the Hypixel Skyblock progression flowchart. This is something I made. It's something that still works to this day. Nothing has really changed. The only thing that I would maybe add, which I haven't tested yet, well, rift methods, which I don't really need to test, but bow farming and seeing how easy it is to get into bow farming, how useful it is to get the money for your farming mining setup. But it's an extremely good thing. It has the entire generalized flowchart progression. Now this isn't going to be super in depth. If you want more information, I have videos in these hyperlinks, like my farming guide, mining guide. I just released a fully comprehensive Slayer guide, which I have to still add, Kudra guide, E-Man guide, stuff like that. Checklist for Kudra, checklist for M7. And as always, remember to subscribe, boys. For the next section, we are officially done with websites. Feel free to use those extremely useful websites. The other useful thing about websites is you don't actually have to be at your PC. You could be on your phone or on somebody else's PC if you want to take a look at your profile specifically. But for the next section, we're going to be talking about Discords. Now, public service announcement. Be careful joining Discords, because some Discords are actually fake Discords with fake members designed to rat you and steal your information. Only use links from trusted sources, just like everywhere else on the internet. And if a server ever asks for your Minecraft account email, or for you to make a one-time password, especially a one-time password, don't do it and immediately leave the server. With that out of the way, let's get into the first server, which is obviously the Yadi public Discord server. It's an extremely great community, a lot of people that are in here to try to help you out. You have access to all my packs, mods, and schematicas that I have ever used. I will also be dropping my mod config in here as well. You also have access to me as a resource in the Ask Yadi channel. Now, I don't always get to everything. It depends how many questions are being asked in this channel, but I have many mods, many admins, many people that have been around my community for a long time that are willing to help answer your questions if I cannot get to them myself. This Discord also has information about joining the Yadi RNG guild, which, keep in mind, it's ran by my admin. I don't run it, so don't ask me about joining it because I don't have the information. The information is here. I also don't deal with guild drama or whatever else is going on. And if things were to happen, it is not associated with me. It just has my name in it. And the other thing about this Discord, which is custom coded by Daniels, we have a profile review bot, which is super, super cool. That goes right along with the profile review stream. The next Discord I want to talk about is the Flame of War Discord. Now, I'm pretty sure this isn't a private Discord. I don't know if they really want me to be promoting it. I assume it's public. It is a Flame of War Discord that has to do with routes, which is why I'm including it, is because it's the best way to learn routes in the game that exists. And all you have to do is join the Discord, you head over to the route bot, you click on whatever room you're in. So if you're in like a 1x2, you click on it, you can either select the name of the room, or otherwise if you don't know it, you select the amount of secrets, and you keep scrolling until the room that you see is the room that you're in. So if I wanted to know the best route to do Grass Ruin, I click on Grass Ruin, it come up with the pearl route for Grass Ruin because I have selected pearls in my items that I would like to use, which I don't remember where you select what item you have to use, but I'm sure you guys will figure that one out. But then when you're done, all you do is you hit dismiss message and bam. Keep doing this to be able to search for what you want and learn routes. The next discords with an S that I have are the bingo related discords. Obviously the most popular one is going to be Bingo Brewers. Bingo Brewers is very, very good. It releases guides before every single bingo, which makes bingos really, really easy. They recently just created a Bingo Brewers mod, which is cool and not something I have used because I haven't played bingo since this came out, but it's a great resource. The other two servers I have are Bingo Splash Community, which I believe is still being run, as well as the Lost in Space Discord. Now, both of these are... Lost in Space might not still be used, I'm not sure. I think it is. Neither of these are as big as Bingo Brewers, which means they won't do as many splashes for bingo, but what that means is it's easier to get into splashes for these discords because they're not as big. Bingo Brewers is much harder to get into splashes, but they do a lot more splashes, so you kind of pick your poison. I have them all, I can get pings from them all. Obviously I don't play bingo anymore, so it doesn't really matter a whole lot, but there you go. The next discord I have for you boys is the Kudra Gang Discord. This Discord is extremely useful for a lot of reasons. It's the main Discord for finding Kudra parties. Like if I were to head over to Inferno, they have an Inferno looking for group party. I can say looking for this, looking for that. It doesn't look like it's used a whole lot anymore, but I think that's just because the popularity of Kudra has gone down. But they have Inferno, Fiery, Basic to Hot, Mini Boss, Vanquisher, as well as Crimson Fishing Party. So a lot of looking for group stuff can be found in here. I believe the Discord has like 10,000 members. There's still active people like doing stuff in the calls as well. What I mostly use it for, because I don't really play Kudra a whole lot anymore, is I can use it to find the prices of anything Kudra related, such as Tier 4 attribute shards, Crimson Essence prices, key prices, book prices, core prices, Wheel of Fate prices. It's extremely good for having a good baseline of what you should be paying for, especially for shards, because shards, it's very hard to find actual value because of the way that shards are soulbound. Along with that, it is also the only place where I would recommend purchasing shards. You head to Crimson Trading, there are a lot of people trying to sell shards, a lot of people trying to buy shards, obviously gear as well, but I think this is the safest and best way to trade and buy and sell shards. They also have an updated Kudra guide in the Discord. My guide currently is slightly outdated because of the patch of Bone Rend and stuff like that and Mastiff armor, but these guides will always be updated. The other thing that you can do is you can actually buy carries from the Discord. Now, I never recommend buying carries, but if you need to buy carries for either Vanquishers or for any tier of Kudra, you can. Oh my god though, look at Infernal Kudra, 40 mil of carry, jeez. Price gouging. The next Discord I have for you is the Skytails Discord, which I really only use for not ratted Skytails links as well as update pings, so that I can get the newest releases of mods ASAP. Same thing for SBE, I really only use it for non-ratted versions of SBE as well as update pings for SBE. Skyblock Z is actually a Discord I don't use a whole lot. It's a big community Skyblock Discord. There's a couple of them, but I don't really use any of those just because there's a lot of people that I don't know, I don't really care about talking to, other than for selling stuff. I do use it for selling stuff in the trading offers channel, like selling handles and stuff like that without trying to sell to lowballs. They also do have a lowball channel for those of you that have succumbed to the evil of lowballing. It also has a collectibles trading channel, which I assume would be for exotic skins dyes, which is kind of cool because otherwise I've never found another Discord that has a channel specifically for that has like an active community trying to sell exotic. They also have a carry system for some things, which I assume would be dungeons and slayers and crimson. Oh, okay, so you can make tickets right here. You can also find parties for stuff right here. All in all, it's a pretty solid Discord. I just don't use it. The next Discord will be Cowshed. Cowshed is another really big community Discord. I really only use this one for update pings because you can like share the Hypixel news to your server. So like the Skyblock news that's in my server comes from Cowshed. It's just automatic. It comes with all kinds of Skyblock threads, design threads, Skyblock leaks, Skyblock scoop. That's really all I use this Discord for. Otherwise, it's just a big community Discord that has buying and selling. The next Discord is the Mulberry Bush Discord, which is another mod Discord. So all I use it for is the alpha versions of NEU, which is actually the updated versions, because I don't think the main guy, Mulberry, I don't think he works on this mod anymore. So that is how you get it, and here's the actual link to the Discord. The next Discord is going to be Skyblock Maniacs, which again is another big community Skyblock Discord. It's used for the same things that Skyblock Z is used for, so trading and all kinds of stuff like that. The next Discord, which I believe is public, that I can offer to you guys is the Winter Fishing Discord. It's really good for pings for winter fishing, marina fishing, spooky fishing, crimson owl fishing, and bestiary fishing. It's just useful to find parties for. I'm not sure how active it is anymore. I haven't used it in a while, but I do still get pings for spooky and winter fishing for sure. The next Discord is going to be another mod Discord, which is the Skyhanny Discord for Not Ratted Skyhanny, as well as update release pings for Skyhanny. The last useful Discord that I know is public that I'm going to leave you guys with is the Mining Cult Discord. Make sure to use the link for this Discord, because there is another Discord that represents itself like Mining Cult, but it's actually a rat Discord. That's part of the reason why I had to add the PSA in this video. The Mining Cult Discord is useful for a lot of things. You can trade routes in the route sharing channel. It also has the coal weight channel with the updates to coal weight. It has a bunch of mining guides. This is actually where I got a lot of the information for my mining guide, so shout out to Mining Cult. You can sell and buy fairy grottos. You can sell and buy golden dragon cords. You can sell and buy pretty much every single structure that's in Crystal Hollow. So it's a very, very useful Discord. Feel free to use it. Again, links to all the Discords that I have talked about will be in the description. Now on to the next section of this guide is going to be Discord bots. All of these bots I'm about to talk about can be found in my public Discord server, so feel free to join that if you'd like to use any of them. One of the bots that we have is actually the Ender Dragon bot, which I believe you just type dragon and you're able to fill in what you want. It'll basically give you the odds of getting whatever drops you can get. Now, Ejectiles is 100% accurate. I believe this bot is also 100% accurate, but you can kind of pick and choose which one you want to use. This bot was custom coded by my admin Daniel, so shout out to him. The next extremely useful Discord bot that you can add to your server is going to be the Kudra Gang bot. Very useful for checking attribute prices of attributes on armor or specific attribute shards, as well as different tiers of those shards, not just tier 4. As well as you can add multiple attributes and figure out what the recent prices of god rules are, which is really, really cool. I believe you can like figure out how expensive it will be, how much Crimson Essence it costs to like upgrade armor to Inferno or whatever. I'm not sure what the alerts are, but it's a very useful bot. And the last extremely useful bot that you can also add to your server is the Sky Helper bot. There are tons of uses for Sky Helper, not even just these. I'm gonna put up an image on screen, and there's just so much. Net worth, accessories, level, profile, guild, dungeons, minion cost, calculate XP, bestiary, weight, stats, cake bag. But most of the useful ones are in the Discord right now, which would just be Chocolate Factory, Missing, Level, Net Worth, Bits, Forge Profits, Leaderboard. But there's so much that you can use this bot for. It's almost required for most players to help them along their Skyblock journey. And the last bot that I'll throw in here, as I might as well, is the Yadi bot. If you type /review, you can see this custom bot that was coded by my admin Daniel, again, for profile reviews. So I'm mostly just including this as a shout out. It's not a public Discord bot that you can go and grab, but it's very awesome and I'm very appreciative. So the next section is actually Twitch bots, and we're gonna have to test this by going to a server. Let's go into Snipes' chat. So if you guys don't know Precision Snipes, he streams, he's been learning burrs. Feel free to check him out if you would like. But basically, any Twitch stream that has Hypixel Skyblock in the title is going to have a bot called SoupyBoo32 is the best. This bot is extremely useful for many reasons, because you can use a lot of commands and figure out a lot of stuff. If I wanted to know my runs till class average 50, I would type in -RTCA Yadi, and it would tell me what my runs to class average 50 are. Soupy is down some of the time it doesn't show me. You can also use other commands like -gold. It'll show you my gold collection. As long as you're putting in the IGN after, it can show you anybody's collection as well. Now keep in mind, this runs to class average 50 is wrong. It is, the ejecta ones is 100% accurate. I'm pretty sure Snipes is talking to me. Sorry, Snipes. But it's still a useful resource to know about. And last but not least, the updated mod section of this guide for all Forge mods. Now, keep in mind, All mods, packs, and schems can be found in my public Discord in the packs mod channel. So if you want one of the mods I'm talking about and you want my mod config, join the Discord and go to that channel. I'll also include a link to actual Forge install for super new players that need it in the description. All you have to do is select recommended installer, follow the instructions when you double click it, and install it. First off, the OG mod that you're going to need is obviously going to be Optifine. Optifine is what shows me my FPS in this upper left. Optifine is what allows me to have this super cool zoom, which is awesome. And it also gives you a lot better performance. If you're ever playing Minecraft and struggling with performance, or if you're ever playing Minecraft in general, you should pretty much be using Optifine. The next mod I have for you guys is Patcher. All you have to do is type /Patcher to open it. Patcher is also a good performance mod. Really the only things I use Patcher for is the 1.12 farm selection hitboxes, which is nice, so you don't have to worry about the 1.8.9 hitboxes when you're farming stuff like potatoes or carrots. The other thing that's really nice is the fire height overlay. So you can turn it down, so if you don't want to see any fire, if you want the opacity to be down, if fire is like taking up a lot of your screen. And the other thing I use Patcher for, which I used to use a texture pack for, but I figured out it's actually better to use Patcher for, is disable breaking particles, which just disables the block breaking particles. It's really good for farming as well, a lot less lag, and that's really all I use Patcher for. The next mod is going to be NEU. Now I use NEU for a lot more than I thought I would. I'll have the link to this in the Discord, but some of the useful stuff that I use NEU for is slot binding. So being able, like if you look at my inventory, being able to swap these items like by just shift clicking is really cool. All you have to do is hold down L, drag it to something in your hotbar, and bam, you can now swap between those two. To remove it, you just hit L on top of it and it removes it. Some of the other stuff I use NEU for is hide potion effects. Something that NEU has that I've never actually used is streamer mode, which all it does is randomize the tab and randomize like your lobby name, so it's harder for people to find you. The other extremely useful thing that I think most people have NEU for is the /PV, otherwise known as profile viewer. It shows you all this information about you, your net worth, your weight, all of this, your your XP that you have left dungeon, all this stuff, all included in. And the cool part is you can look at any other person. So again, I showed Snipes' stream. If I were to look at Snipes, I could see that Snipes is catching up to me in Kata. He's only 39 million XP behind, so I'm gonna have to put another buffer because yesterday he was like 60 million XP behind. Oh my god, he is catching me. I cannot let this man catch me in Cat. Other stuff that NEU has is custom enchant colors. They have this search bar plus calculator down here, so you could do like 3 times 7. It'll give you the answer. You could search up Hoppity. It'll show you what is related to Hoppity. I'm going to have to pick up this Hoppity call and get my rabbit 1 second. I already purchased Abby. That sucks. The other thing NEU has is it has Abaphone favorites. It has group join PV, which basically just shows you their profile by clicking on it, which is useful for Dungeons or Kudra. It has stop hearts bouncing. It has a booster cookie warning, which is something I'm never going to have to worry about because I have 5 years of cookie, but I'm sure a lot of new players, this could benefit them so they don't accidentally lose millions and millions and millions of coins. NEU also has stuff like inventory buttons, which some people like inventory buttons. Personally, I don't. Some people say it makes it feel like more of an MMO. I don't really care myself. It doesn't make a difference to me. It also has price info for your inventory and AH. One of the useful things that I didn't know was NEU that I do use is the missing enchant list. So if you're ever building an item, or if I were to head to like my Claymore, and I were to hold down shift, it'll show me that this Claymore is actually missing Cubism, Experience, Knockback, Looting, Luck, Vicious, and Smoldering. So if I ever wanted to know if it's truly Hypermax, I can, which is really cool. There's stuff like Tree Cap Overlay, Builder's Wand Overlay, Block Zapper Overlay, Custom Wither Glow, cooldowns for Pickaxe Ability, Bonzo Mask, and Spirit Mask. One of the things I would recommend turning off is Smooth AOTV, as well as Ether Warp Zoom is so incredibly annoying that this mod does. Please turn those off. It's very annoying. I would also recommend turning off skill overlays. I don't use them. It's just really annoying. The other thing I use this mod for is the Dungeon Profit overlay, the Croatia's overlay, I use it for enchanting solvers. It is actually my favorite one for enchanting solvers. It also has an equipment HUD, which is really, really nice. This actually shows you what equipment you have on. So if I were to go to my inventory, this right here is going to be NEU. It has a custom trade menu to avoid scams, so I'd recommend a lot of people use it. You can turn off pet overlay if you would like. I would turn off pet info overlay. It's just annoying. The other things this mod has is glowing mushrooms highlight, which is really good for farming glowing mushrooms if you're new to the game, as well as wardrobe keybinds, which I don't personally use, but I know that a lot of people do use. Boys, just so you know, I went through every section of every single mod for this video. It took me a lot of time. I redid all my settings to have them updated for this video. So I hope you guys appreciate the work I'm putting in for you. The next mod we're going to look at is Sky Hanny. Most of the people that worked on NEU also work on Sky Hanny. Sky Hanny is so incredibly big that if I were to go through everything that Sky Handy offers, because a lot of it is good, this video would be 2 hours long, and I'm not even kidding. There's just so much. Like look at all of this. So I'm not going to go over everything in Sky Handy because it's just going to make the video too long. But some of the stuff that I have used, recommend that you use, would be garden controls, garden cords on Crosshair, visitor timers, Croatia's profit tracker, best upgrades for Chocolate Factory, which is really, really good, and I think it's more accurate than SBE. The /farming fortune command, which I recommend to a lot of new farmers. It shows you all of your sources of farming fortune and specific crop fortune that you're able to max out and find. I'm done with wheat, but if I need to go find flour, especially if they add this to Skyblock XP. Sky Handy also has a custom scoreboard, which I don't actually use, but there is so much you can add to this scoreboard and customize it and create. Like, it's just such a great mod. One of the cool things that I don't actually use Sky Handy for, but I use SBE for, but you can use Sky Handy for, is modify visual words, which is really, really cool. Like, for example, I had somebody in my stream that showed up with a very inappropriate name, so I changed the very inappropriate name to no, please don't ever have this name. So now whenever they type in chat, it'll come up as no, please don't ever have this name. It's pretty funny and pretty nice to have. And once again, I'm not going to go all the way through Sky Handy. If you want to customize something or need something, odds are Sky Handy has it. The next mod I want to go over is Skytills. Now, I use Skytills for a lot, including Catless. Catless is actually the dungeon map. It is, according to some of the best dungeon players in the world, it is the best dungeon map to use. So I would recommend using this dungeon map over any other dungeon map. Disable the NEU one, disable the SBE one, disable literally anything else that has a dungeon map, disable the better map one. Use Catless. Catless is very good. You can customize it to however you want. I'm sure some people won't enjoy the settings I use, but you can always change it in Skytills itself. The other cool thing that Skytills has is custom notifications. Like, for example, I use this to know when to camp when I'm playing Mage and M7. The other thing that I use a lot in Skytills is aliases. For example, I can type /M1 and it'll put in join instance master mode catacombs floor 1 instead of typing all this. Every time I type /M1, it'll put me in M1, which is really cool. I'll also shorten some commands, like I can type /mu, which will be /warp museum, etc, etc, etc. It's very useful. You can also edit enchantment names. I believe this is how Refraction was able to edit Mana Steel or whatever it was to Big PP or whatever it was. This is how he did it. I'm relatively positive was through Skytills. You can also have key shortcuts. I don't use these a lot. I used to use these when I was grinding Glayside Tunnels. I use it to open equipment, to be able to swap equipment in dungeons. I also use Get from Sex Enter Pearl 16 while in dungeons, which is really, really nice. Other things Skytills has that's in the actual config, they have auto copy fails to clipboard. They have a death counter for dungeons. They have the red screen fix. They have box starred mobs, which a lot of people ask me in my stream, like, how do you have all the mobs you need to kill box? And I say, well, it's either through one of the two mods, but now I actually know it's through Skytills. I also have box Spirit Bear. I have Ghost Leap names, I have Hide Archer Bone passive, Hide Floor 4 crowd messages, Hide non-starred mobs name tags. I have Save Blaze Done, which is helpful. I use Skytills for Wither King's Dragon HP, Wither King spawn timer. It's better than the Dulker spawn timer, it's more accurate. Spirit Bear timer, Hide Dying mobs, which is actually really nice so that you're not shooting at dead mobs and they're not always showing up in dungeon rooms. Send message on 300 score, which is really nice. Allow Mimic Death from other mobs. I also also use SkyTills only for the Blaze Solver just because I like the lines on the Blaze Solver. I don't use any of the other solvers. Actually, I use SBE for the other dungeon solvers. But I do use SkyTills for the item frame alignment solver in floor 7, predict clicks for alignment solver, shoot target solver, etc, etc, etc. SkyTills is also nice because it has the broadcast for drop notifications, which is the only mod that does this that I've seen that actually shows, oh, you dropped Chimera in chat. It has show Sam scythe blocks on it, which is useful for clearing plots in garden. It has the hungry hiker solver, the treasure hunter solver, which is nice. It has Crystal Hollows waypoints for the entrances at Crystal Hollows. It has a fetcher solver, it has a puzzler solver. You can copy chat messages, which is really useful with control click. I don't actually use this one. I use the right click from SBE, but you can use SkyTills for it. It has the boss bar fix, which attempts to stop boss bars from disappearing, which is helpful for M7. One of the recent things that I found out just from going through the mod, which is really cool, is it shows the price paid for certain items. So for example, if I were to go to my storage and check out my skins, I can see that I paid 120 mil for the Sentinel Warden skin, and now it's at 450 mil. I made a lot of money. So it's just really cool for tracking how much money you actually made. Now, some of the things it doesn't apply to, like maybe the data on this blue whale skin isn't there because I bought it so long ago, like when it came out. It also has hide implosion particles. It has highlight filled bazaar orders. One of the things I use it for is show attribute level and show minion tier, as well as show like book tier. You can have all that kind of stuff. One of the big things that SkyTills has is random stuff, which may or may not increase FPS, but for me it has been shown to decrease lag in dungeons specifically, which is really, really good. You can show coins per bit, you can show coins per copper, you can stop clicking non-salvageable items. One of the nice things for fishing would be stop your hook from sinking in lava. There's an auto pet message hider. I don't actually use anything in the Slayer section other than use hits to detect Slayer, but there are a lot of Slayer settings that you can use. One of the other mods that I'm not actually going to show you because I don't actually use it is going to be the Dulker mod. Dulker mod is useful for the people that want the slow animation. I hate the slow animation. I would much rather have the fast animation on my screen, but some people do like the slow animation. You get that from Dulker mod. I don't think there's another mod that has it. I don't think there's any other thing that's useful in Dulker mod, which is why I don't use it other than the slow animation. The next mod we're going to go over is Skyblock add-ons. I'm not going to lie, I didn't even know I use Skyblock atoms anymore. Some of the useful stuff in Skyblock atoms would be the Broodmother warning, Color Bow Green when using Toxic Arrow Poison, the Birch Park Rainmaker timer, Disable Location Not Perfect warning is so nice, so you don't have to listen to the stupid minions. Disable Mort messages, disable Night Vision Potion blinking, disable Teleport messages, don't reset cursor between inventories, Dungeon Secret Display, Full Inventory warning, which sometimes is more annoying than not, glowing dropped items, hide food plus armor bar, hide pet health bar, hide skeleton helmet bones, hide players near important NPCs, which is really, really nice. Hide other player presence, hide true defense, which I don't know if that really matters, I'm not gonna lie. The item pickup log is really nice. This is how actually I know if I got like a Shellman instead of a Chimera. If my SkyTills isn't working, I'm able to see the item pickup log. No arrows left alert, which is nice. Outlining dungeon teammates, show backpack preview, show entity outlines, show dungeon milestone. I also use the speed percentage, which is really nice, as well as the stop dropping / selling rare item. Keep in mind, these mods have more than what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I'm using these mods for in case you either want to turn them off or in case you just want to know what mod is doing what. The next mod I have for you is SPE. Now, SPE is a paid mod. It costs $5. It's a one-timer. I've been using this mod for, I don't know, since the beginning of Skyblocks, since like a year after the beginning of Skyblocks, so 4 years. $5 over the course of 4 years, especially since I use it for so many things, I'd say is worth it. I use SPE for the Chocolate Factory unique rabbit tracker, as well as the egg counter display, so I can see all time how many rabbits of each I've had, how many duplicates I've had, how many rabbits since my last unique, etc, etc, etc. I can look by season, all time plus season. This is also the mod that has the pet icon display, which is really, really nice. I've been using this for as long as I ever know. SPE also has custom notifications, custom commands. It's similar to the stuff in SkyTills, so you can kind of pick and choose. I use SkyTills for some, I use SPE for some. I don't know why. One of the most important things that SPE has is the Techno Tribute. Gives crowns and wings to pigs. Some of the other visual stuff that is nice from this mod is revert master stars, revert health and defense. I just hate the way the new master stars work, so I like reverting master stars. It also has color Blaze Slayer mobs. It has show attunement display, show Kudra health, show support supply waypoints. It has a dojo helper. It has a matriarch reminder, fixed lava bobbers, which is also found in Skytills. It has Ashfang stuff like displaying gravity wells, which is really good for Ashfang with the waypoints. Display Ashfang durations, color Ashfang blazes. It has a little timer on the eye so you can know when eyes are going to expire. It also has something very, very good. It has a slugfish timer as well, but it has something very, very good in the form of show duplicate items and mark duplicates everywhere. Very, very useful for not buying duplicated items off AH and possibly getting yourself banned. It has calculate profits, which is really nice. If you go into a chest, it'll show you the general worth of everything in the chest. So you can see how much a chest is actually worth. I use the century cake timer from this mod. I like to mute wind changes. I also use this mod for a puzzler solver. This mod also has a Crystal Hollows map, which is really, really nice. I think it's better than the Skytills one, but it doesn't really matter which one you use. It has show blocks walked on armadillo eggs, show Crystal Hollows waypoints just like Skytills, auto parse party messages, treasure chest helper, treasure loot display. I've always used this mod for powder farming. Assume only gold when in Mines of Devon, worm notifier. This one also has a treasure hunter solver as well. I use this one for E-Man in terms of highlighting beacon block, show beacon warning, show only for own boss, pick block, mark block, highlight Enderman stages, hide Enderman hurt effects, stop Enderman teleportation, mute Enderman sounds. I also use it for LOS Ether Warp location, which is only line of sight blocks. I use it to display unusable blocks for Ether Warp, which is really nice. There are also many trackers you can use. I've only used a couple of them, but there are a lot of trackers you can use. It can show selected pet, you can favorite pets, you can fix candy lore, which is really, really nice, because then you know you're not buying pets with candy because that hurts the value of them. You can include essence in your profit in dungeons. It has a dungeon profit display, display master souls, show door opener, which is really nice in your elite menu, remove armor stand, show crypts counter, turn portal green on 300 score, show approximate score, mimic killed message is very nice, blood camp helper. This is the one I use for blood camp helper, which is really nice. Highlight mimic chest, which is really nice. You can assume Paul bonus when it's Paul. You can have custom splits, which I believe Skytills also has, and apparently Skytills is better, but I'm just too lazy to change. I've always been using SBE. It also has modified visual words, just like Skytills does. I also use it for the rest of the dungeon solvers. Some of the quality of life stuff it has, it will be overlays, show bingo list, show community goals, show XP and minions, sort sack prices, which is really nice. In terms of the Rift, it has stuff like click to copy chat, right click to copy chat. In terms of the Rift, it has stuff like tubular highlight, upside down highlight, rift effigy timer, steak highlight, boss soon. Like, I use all of these when I'm in the Rift. It's super, super nice. It even has an Ichor outline, and for Chocolate Factory I use it to show optimal hire. So I use SBE for a lot. It's an extremely useful mod. I'm not promoting it. I'm not saying go out and get it. You would rather use Skytills. There's a lot of stuff that Skytills has that you don't need SBE for, but I'm just saying I'm happy about it. The other mod that I can't actually open to show you, but I do have, is the Desco 1 water solver. It is just a super simple mod. It's just for water in dungeons. It's the best water solver there is. Now, it's in my opinion. In my experience, it has never broken, but I have seen a lot of people with one flow that has broken. It's just a great mod. In terms of chat triggers, I do have a solid amount of CT imports, which all you have to do to import something is just /CT import space the name of it. Bulk add-ons is a very useful one, I know, but I don't use it, but it's definitely a useful CT import. NWJN add-ons I do use, and I use it for a pretty solid amount of stuff. I use it for party commands like !warp, !party me, stuff like that. You can actually toggle whether or not you want them on or whether you want people to be able to use them, which is really, really nice, so people can't just join and yoink your dungeon party. It also has draw chat waypoints, which is super useful, especially when you're trying to send Vanquisher chords to somebody or Inquisitor chords to somebody. So there's a bestiary, there's a mob highlight, which is really nice. If you want to put in, oh, I want to farm only golden ghouls or only something in dungeons and you want it to highlight, you can do that here, which is nice. It has Mineshaft waypoints, which is super, super nice. In terms of Kudra, there's a whole section of Kudra settings that I don't have turned on because I don't really play Kudra anymore. You can do stuff like announce Vanquishers, announce Javis, announce Thunder, announce Flag Blast. You can have a better Magma Boss message. Blaze display is actually super useful because it shows how much time you have left on Gummy and Wisp pots. It also has an End Sword Mana Drain range, which is really good for showing you what players are actually being buffed by Mana Drain. And also, it shows Mana Enchant Calculator, which is really cool because it'll show you your approximate buff from your Mana Enchants from other people. Like, it'll show you like how much strength you're actually getting from strong mana, which is really, really cool. It also has remove NPC dialogue on the garden, which is awesome. I don't know why I didn't have this turned on, but it cancels a message that begins with NPC. You don't have to clutter your chat with the messages. It's really nice. He did misspelled dialogue, which is kind of funny. It also has stuff like showing your gyro range, showing your aggro range, showing your totem range. It's a pretty useful CT module for something that is really this small outside of Kuja settings. I'm sure Kuja settings are going to be a lot because it's mostly a Kuja mod. Another useful CT import that I don't use anymore, but miners can use especially, is going to be coal weight. Again, if you want to know how coal weight works, so you want latest updates. Actually, CT modules auto update, but if you want to know what the updates are, you can look at it in the Mining Gold Discord. The other CT import that I don't use anymore is going to be Better Map, but it is very useful for dungeons. SkyTools actually has a Better Dungeons map, which is why I don't use this anymore, contrary to popular belief. But Better Map is really nice for the custom leap menu. And last but not least, after the mods section, there's also, I have a resource pack section. You want to know what it is? It's literally all packs can be found in the Discord. I don't use that many packs. I use the Max Pack, I use Clear Glass, I use some of these for like being able to see in newer versions like Fulbright. Ghost Grinding Pack, which is not going to blind you every time you're grinding Ghost. I got this a couple of years ago for thumbnails, and I never ended up using it because they removed free looks, so I figured I would never use this. Here's the old no block breaking particles that I don't use anymore because I have Patcher, as well as a shiny block overlay pack that is used for end nodes, but I believe NEU just has something that you can use for end nodes, so you don't actually need this pack. But all these packs, or at least all the useful ones, can be found in the Discord. So with that, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I know this was a long one, but I figured it was good to update my mods video. I believe it's been over a year since I've done it, as well as tons of useful information for new players, for old players, for people that just don't know about this stuff. Be sure to use this stuff to make your life as easy as possible. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I stream at twitch.tv/theogyadi, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.